You know, the greatest display of skill I ever saw, witnessed in fact, was by a man from New York. He showed it to me using my deck of cards, in fact. He began by giving them a brisk overhand shuffle like this. In fact, he shuffled them so fast I saw a spark come right off of his left thumb. Might have been an optical illusion. Believe that or not. You know, then he did a strange thing. He took half the deck face up. He took the other half face down and he put them together. He paused for a moment, took a look at the cards. Now all I can figure is he must have been checking the cards to see if I was a card cheater. He looked at the faces, then very carefully he looked at the backs of the cards. I think he was just seeing if they were marked. Well, he straightened it all out, and what happened next still has me perplexed. With half the deck face up and the other half face down, he started interlacing the cards like this, across the full length of a 10-foot bar top. Now, just to make a long story short, I'll just push these cards right together like that. With all these cards mixed face up, in, to face down, the impossible began. He cut the cards once. Ace number 1, just that fast. He cut the cards a second time. Ace number 2. I couldn't believe it. Ace number 3. It sure beats me. Just then, up popped a 3. He counted out loud. 1, 2, and 3. Wow. There it was, the fourth and final ace. All I can figure out is he must have switched decks on me. Because you see, when he spread out those cards, they all face the same way. He was a lot better than I must say.
God.
For the mystery, The Man from New York, the story is based on an encounter with a card gambler from New York City. The setup, of course, is the 4 aces and a 3. Any one of the 3s goes on top of the 4 aces. This now goes on the top of the pack. 3 at the top. As you begin your story, you tell about this card player. He used my deck of cards. He began by giving them a brisk overhand shuffle. You are now going to run the top 5 cards off. And you can even continue with this, even going faster and faster and faster. That's when you deliver the line. I think I even saw a spark come off of his left thumb as you say that with a twinkle in your eye. Throw the rest of these cards on top of the pack. What you have just achieved is you have run the 3 to the face with the aces behind it. You now can continue with a break in your story. You say, of course, he then paused after giving the cards a shuffle. I now cut the upper half of the pack into my left hand and turned them face up. He turned half of the deck face up, the other half he left face down. Notice where the 3 is, of course, with the aces behind it. He put the 2 packs together and started looking at the cards. This is where your patter helps out in any possible discrepancy about what the audience is going to see. You tell them, describing that, of course, he looked at the faces of the cards to see if there were any duplicates. There weren't. He now looked at the backs of these cards. You are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards and catch a break at this point. You say he looked at the backs, I guess, to see if they were marked, but everything was just fine. As you square these cards up, you hold that break just like this. Those 5 cards, the 3 and the aces. He now straightened out the cards, you tell your audience, as you double undercut 1 and 2. Apparently you're straightening out these cards. There is also a natural break now at the center, and you wish and you want to separate the pack at this point. And when you do, of course, you will pull this pack out. Now you turn that over and you say, what happened next still has me perplexed. Here is the position you were in. You have all face-up cards actually in your hands, except the 4 aces and the 3. So at this point, you have separated the pack. You say now, What happened next still has me perplexed. With one half of the deck face up and the other half face down, he started to mix the cards across the full length of a 10-foot bar top. You are going to do left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Notice I have done 4 cards down. The last one is a reversed face down card. This last one on the pack hides the fact that these cards are all reversed underneath it. You continue with your pattern line saying, to make a long story short, you now interweave these cards, just kind of pharaoh shuffling them together like this, apparently mashing the 2 halves of the pack together. The audience will believe, of course, these are face down cards going into face up. But of course, we know better, don't we? You place this pile on top of this, and the nice display here on the table gives you the look of a greatly mixed up pack. What you have done is you have interweaved the aces nicely, just like this. You square these cards up in your hands. This is, of course, the 3. You now tell your audience with cards face up, cards face down, you just split the pack in half and flash, drop that right back, and now spread these cards a little bit on this end of the pack, cards face up and face down. The magic began to take place. The entire pack is turned face down onto the table. At least, as you can see, these are the faces hidden right here. They go face down. You are now going to do a slip cut. And let me show you how I like to do the slip cut. Remember, you have aces underneath each of these. So your hands come together, and this is what it looks like from the back. You lift up with your left thumb. It looks like you're lifting up maybe 20 cards or so. My right hand now does as follows. It grabs about 1/3 of the pack, or at least maybe even half, and you strip this out, slapping that down. Ace number 1. Apparently I have just cut to the first ace. He cut the cards again, as you tell your audience. You do another slip cut. Ace number 2. Now remember, each time you do that slip cut, you're getting rid of that card that was hiding this into the middle of the deck. Ace number 2 he cut to. Ace number 3, I still can't believe. You do your next slip cut, just like that, and there it is, the 3rd ace. At this point, the position you will be in is a reversed card with the next ace, and that 3 is reversed on this end of the pack. After you have done the 3rd ace, you are now going to cause this card to pop up like this. Let's examine that. Here's my finger, and I pick off 1 card. Notice how I'm holding this so the pack is next to the pad of my thumb. I also hold this hand out ahead as I snap. This kind of covers this finger. And as you push this card out against the heel of your hand, as you continue pushing, it can't help but revolve up against the pad of your thumb. Just like that. Try that. You will really like that move and use it in other mysteries as well. When I do the pop out, you're ready for the revelation of the 4th ace. You turn over the 3. Just then, up pop to 3, as you say. He then counted 1, 2, and 3, and there it is, the 4th and final ace. Now the last part to this is the audience, remember, believes that the deck is completely mixed face up into face down. You now finish off with saying, by the way, when he spread the cards out, they all face the same way. He was much better than I must say. So you can see how the pattern is very well interweaved throughout this entire mystery. Please go back to the presentation that you watched the first time and watch it at least a couple of times to see how the pattern intermeshes with the production of the aces and how they are shuffled together. Then review this explanation a few times so you get a very clear picture of exactly how it is handled. That is The Man from New York, one of my favorite.